What up, YouTube? I'm back. 12 Rounds TV, as always. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the post-fight thoughts, analysis, and reactions of people, boxing fans, especially the Canelo fans. Um, I wanted to talk to you guys about what are the feelings, thoughts, reactions of people now after the Canelo and Kirkland fight. Let's start off with Kirkland. All of you guys that watched the Kirkland and Canelo fight obviously probably seen the 24/7 Canelo Kirkland, right? And I did too. I watched too, and I made a review on that video. It's on my channel. So anyway, if you guys know Kirkland, he's a proud dude. You know, he's a confident man. Some people mistaken it for being arrogant, mouthy, kind of person. You know what I mean? I mean, he had some trouble with the law. He spent some time in, locked up, and it seems like it's affecting him. I'm not sure if he's hanging around with the wrong people or whatnot. Not really sure. But Kirkland used to be, man, used to be that dude. He used to have this ferocious style like Mike Tyson. He used to knock people out from first round all the way to third round. He used to be very good. If you guys watch the first ever fight of Kirkland, and I remember this, he knocked the guy out. And I was like, ooh, that dude, I want to see another fight with this dude. Because he had the motivation, he had the aggression, and the style that's like, this dude's fucking dynamite, bro. So I was like, maybe remind me of Lil Tyson. But as his career went on, he got in some trouble, and obviously you guys know that he separated with his best coach, mentor, per se. And things happened after that. He got into some trouble. He's not the same anymore. I mean, Kirkland lost at least 20, 30 pounds, maybe more for this fight against Canelo. He's a 200-pounder dude, you know what I mean? 190, 200-pounder dude. He weighed in 154 and a half, same as Canelo. But, you know, I like both fighters, and I said this in my video, in my prediction, but I was just rooting for Canelo based on experience and based on techniques. I thought that he had won the fight. But, yeah, he won. But anyway, on Kirkland, though, I'm very, very surprised of how this guy turned out. Some people are commenting and saying that his actions outside the ring are haunting him, or the relationship with WOLFE, his previous coach, that also has a big effect and huge effect, as a matter of fact, on his career, of his downfall, for people already saying. I don't believe, I mean, yeah, he lost brutally by knockout today, but he's lost twice in his whole entire career. Not a big deal, you know what I mean? Yeah, it was a brutal knockout, and some people, you know what's funny? Because some people are already really saying that Kirkland should retire. What the heck, man? He lost, the dude lost. I mean, you know, he was a brutal knockout, got it, but maybe Canelo was just too much for him. Maybe he wasn't ready. But this is what I noticed, though. Kirkland's training, the way Kirkland talked, now, not before, now, is a different person, man. You know, I mean, Kirkland didn't always have a great defense, and you guys know that. If you follow boxing and you watch Kirkland's past matches, fights, you know Kirkland never had a great defense, you know what I mean? He never, but his offense overpowered his defense, if that makes sense. He had a very good offense. He's a strong puncher. He's a heavy hand guy, you know what I mean? He's the type of guy that if he hits you, you're going down. But we all know you gotta have some kind of defense. I hope Kirkland is resilient. and bounce back from all this, you know, and train up and maybe have a talk with WOLFE. I'm sure WOLFE was screaming and cursing her ass off the whole night, the whole 3 rounds and before the knockout and after the knockout. And he's probably said this, something like this: "I told his stupid ass." I'm just guessing, but he's probably said that. She's probably said that kind of sentence. So you guys know on the 24/7, WOLFE said, "I hope his trainer, don't quote me on it." Like I said, no, this is verbatim. I didn't memorize what they said. All she wanted was for Kirkland to be all right and to be ready, to be prepared. Because as what WOLFE said, quote unquote, "The red-headed little dude can fight. And I hope he's training to win and to against this opponent." Because WOLFE knew Canelo is no one to play with. Canelo has experience. He's young, 7 years younger than Kirkland. But he's not somebody to play with. Yeah, he lost to Mayweather once, but Canelo Alvarez, SAUL Canelo Alvarez, that dude has never been knocked down in his entire career. He's got over 40-some fights. Did you see his knockout percentage? I mean, yeah, Kirkland has a big knockout percentage too. But Canelo Alvarez is young. He started very young. If not, he started same time frame as Mayweather and Pacquiao, like 14, 15. He was already boxing. This is all he knows. Kirkland, on the other hand, he did start fighting before, you know, but he didn't have, I should say this, he didn't have as much experience, as much bigger opponent, as much faster and unique opponent like Canelo. Canelo's experience, you know what I mean? He knows what type of opponents he's facing. And regardless, I guarantee you, Canelo knew he could beat Kirkland. He knew that. You know, he ain't been to 40-something fights without knowing your opponent, just like Pacquiao and Mayweather. They knew their opponents. They've studied their opponents. He knew he can beat Kirkland. However, still, with that mentality, and I bet, with that mentality, still Canelo didn't take it easy. He worked hard, and I thought Kirkland did too. Kirkland was in shape. He looked in shape. I mean, he looked ripped on the way in. I said, oh, all right, he lost a lot of weight. He looked dehydrated. Maybe he's on it. But if you guys watch the 24/7, when Canelo was doing training with his new coach, supposedly a retarded coach that sat on the couch and tried to boost Kirkland's ego rather than mentoring him. Remember this? I'm going to say this line, and remember this line. The dude that was sitting on the couch watching Canelo fight with Kirkland was like this: he signed the wrong contract. Stop being overconfident and cocky, bros. That shit haunts you. You know, and I guarantee you, WOLFE is saying the same thing. I told his stupid ass, should have hired me back, should have talked to me, and maybe train him up some more. Because, you know, WOLFE, she had, Kirkland was on a winning streak before that loss, before that loss with Ishida, but he was on the winning streak and doing very well with WOLFE. Sometimes trainers do affects, and, you know, do affects how fighters perform in the ring. And WOLFE was a better trainer. And I was saying it, and I said, why would he go with this dude? And as soon as that dude opened his mouth like that, I was like, why would you say some stuff like that? He signed the wrong contract, being cocky. Instead of, like I said, mentoring Kirkland. But Kirkland is the type of person that needs mentoring. He's been in trouble. He hangs around the wrong people. Instead of mentoring the guy, you guys boosting people. I mean, they had Kirkland doing all kinds of football, soccer practice per se. I mean, underwater stuff. I mean, yeah, I guess those are good. But you guys seen the Kirkland inside the ring when he's practicing his punches and stuff like that with his coach? It's garbage, bro. You see, I mean, that style of I'm sure they probably did a lot more, but the training that they show, the clips of it, I said, that's not going to win you fights. It's going to get him in shape. It's going to get him to lose a lot of weight because it was a lot of... But I don't know, man. I just never liked it. And maybe because I never liked his coach, his new trainer, and especially the strength and conditioning coach that he newly hired said, I just whipped his ass. Yeah, all you did is put him in a damn pool and made him punch the water. You know, what about sparring partners? What about big, heavy, talented sparring partners? You know, I'm sure he did too, and I guess the whole thing. I don't think Kirkland is fully 100% to get back in the ring, even though he's won his last 3 fights or more. I think it's 3 or more, maybe more fights. I just didn't think that he was ready. I don't think that his coach, his trainer, his conditioning coach, also strength and conditioning coach, all of those guys around him, I don't think they prepared him enough for Canelo. I think they underestimated him. Obviously, you underestimated Canelo if you have comments like this: he signed the wrong contract. I mean, don't do that, because you're going to eat your own words. You know what I mean? It's so bad. And what do you think Kirkland's going to say? Oh, yeah, you know, I'm going to be overconfident. I'm going to get inside the ring and just... I mean, Kirkland came out blazing like a wildfire, like Tyson in the first round. He had Canelo on the ropes. Canelo knew that, though, because had Canelo not known that, he would be trading punches with him. Yeah, we knew that the fight was going to be explosive, like De La Hoya said. We knew that the fight was going to be like a Mack truck colliding, as De La Hoya said. We knew that. But Canelo backed up a little bit and see how this guy performed. You know, he came out in that ring. As soon as they got together inside the first round, watch it closely. Canelo like studied him. He was looking at him, you know what I'm saying? He's looking at his hands. And then here comes Kirkland, come blazing. With no defense at all. It was all offense. I mean, he was throwing bombs, not landing. Canelo was on the ropes, just guarding himself, you know, waiting for that moment for him to counterpunch and retaliate. Now he gets off the ring, not but maybe 30 seconds, scored a knockdown. He studied him, bros. Canelo he was a little smarter than Kirkland in this fight. Kirkland did not clearly practice defense. His defense was very weak, very weak. Second round, okay, he tried to be aggressive. Third round, it all showed. When Canelo had Kirkland on the canvas and he got up after that first knockdown, I mean, it was before the first knockdown on the second round. Canelo had him on the ropes. Watch it again, because I watched it like 3 times already. Watch it again. Kirkland didn't know how to defend himself. He didn't know how to cover. No defense. He didn't even have his hand up. He had his hand like this. Canelo was just making him like a punching bag. They didn't practice him. I believe that his training, his coach, whatever, now, than WOLFE, not trained Kirkland on defense at all. I mean, it showed, bro. I mean, he didn't have no kind of defense, nothing. Canelo is not the best puncher in the world. He's strong, you know. Canelo's strong and smart, and he's got the experience. But had Kirkland had the same defense as Canelo, probably would have never got knocked out. You know, he didn't have no hands at all. He didn't cover his face. Watch it closely. His hands was down. But I think Kirkland got some soul searching to do, or what he really wants to do with his career, whether he goes through with it, or whether he retires, or whether he quits, whatever. But he's got some rearranging to do. That's from himself, starts with himself, you know, clear out his mind with all this trouble he's been to, all his stupid friends, and all his bad mentorship that he's getting right now, and practice and resilient and bounce back from this. Regardless of what he does next, he needs to start and think about it from his own perspective, you know, clean himself up first before anything, before he gets back in the ring, because he ain't gonna survive another round or another boxing match. And especially if they, you know, I know it's not gonna happen, but if they face him with somebody like Golovkin or one-time tournament or somebody like that. He ain't gonna survive another one. So yeah, Kirkland, wish him the best in the future, but he's got to rearrange, man. That new training coach that he has, that new coach, nah. All I see is another cocky dude trying to boost somebody's ego rather than mentoring the guy. Whatever. Anyway, let's go to Canelo. I picked Canelo to win the fight. I thought it was going to be 9 rounds at least. I said that there was going to be at least a knockdown by Canelo. I know that, I didn't know obviously, but I was predicting that Canelo was going to knock down Kirkland. And he did, but not once, 3 times. And he did very well. And the thing that really, really gets me and, makes you applaud more of Canelo is his sportsmanship. You know what I mean? He checked the guy when he knocked out Kirkland. He went over there and made sure he was all right, made sure that he was breathing. He hit him pretty hard. He knocked him down 3 times. So he made sure, Canelo don't speak English and stuff like that, but this guy's very humble. He's very jolly. He's like a kid, He's 20-something years old, 24, 25. He's like a kid. You guys seen the 24/7. He's just a little kid, He's just trying to be happy, trying to enjoy life. It's just that he was brought up in boxing, and he's got, mentors like De La Hoya and stuff. They're professional champions. And I believe that Canelo's been around good people. You know what I mean? I believe that Canelo's been around champions. He's been around a lot of hardworking individuals and are mentors rather than friends. You know what I mean? Rather than, because friends tell you everything you want to hear even though it's wrong. I think he's also around older people that knows about life. That's why he's a little bit more mature when it comes to boxing. Not necessarily his personal life. Canelo lives good, man. The guy, he's living large. He bought a new house in San Diego. He got a house look like, I don't know. It's a big house. Look like, you guys seen Batman? Bruce Wayne's house is big, right? It's like that tall ceilings and stuff. Look like that, bros. It's big. On the 24/7. And and it's funny because Canelo's only 24, 25, mid-20s, and he's already living large, and he's a champion with over 40 fights. This kid is only 20-something years old. He's gonna go maybe like 40, 50, 60 fights. Over 40, obviously. He's gonna go over 60 fights, easy. He's got a long way to go, you know what I mean? He can be, yes, he lost once. Kid's never been knocked down, not once. Not even by Mayweather. Mayweather outboxed him, yeah. Who hasn't? You know what I mean? Everybody's been outboxed by Mayweather. It's hard to catch a guy when the guy runs around. But Kirkland and Canelo went toe-to-toe. As I said in my video, the post-fight of Canelo and Kirkland, our boxing egos, our boxing world, our boxing hope has been lifted again after it died last week on the Mayweather-Pacquiao. It was like what De La Hoya said. It was like 2 Mack trucks colliding, bros. There was no running around. That's what De La Hoya said. There's gonna be no running around in this fight, and he was right. We saw a great match. Obviously, not so much for Kirkland. I'm sure he didn't like it. Nobody likes to get knocked out. Nobody likes to lose, period. But these two, and I said this in my prediction, young fighters are more aggressive. Young fighters are better to watch. And we got to see a good fight tonight, I'm sure Kirkland will learn from this. On Canelo, though, bravo. Dude, you did a good job. You did it really good, Your hard work and dedication to the sport pays off. As humble as you are, as humble as Canelo is, man, he's blessed. He's truly blessed. He's around good people. It's funny, though. Usually you have corners, like bitter corners, you know what I'm saying? When a guy wins and the other dude comes to the other corner and you got that smirk on their faces and shit, like they don't want to hug or shake the hands of that dude even though your fighter won or lost. no sportsmanship like that. And I noticed that on the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. Pacquiao went to the corner. You guys didn't notice, see the fight. Pacquiao went to the corner after the fight and tried to shake everybody's hand in Mayweather. And there was another dude there standing. He's single dude. He's right in the middle. He got this smirk on his face like mad at Pacquiao, like he was the one in the ring or something like that. He's nothing but a fucking towel boy of Mayweather. He's like mad, like he didn't want to shake Pacquiao's hand or something like that. Dude, your man just won. Mayweather just won. Why are you so mad? It's like you want to beat up Pacquiao. I would like to see that dude get in the ring with Pacquiao with one hand. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, but it's crazy how boxing makes you think. It makes it brings excitement. You know what I'm saying? To people's lives. It's a good sport, man. But Canelo, bravo, like I said, man, good performance. I believe that's one of the best performances of Canelo, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe that is the best knockout performance of 2015 yet. Hell, let's make it 2014. I mean, yes, a lot of people have been knocked out in 2014 and 15 also, with the last few fights that we saw in the past few months. But not like this. This was a great performance, and I'm sure he worked really hard. Canelo worked really hard, and it paid off. I wish we saw the same type of fight against Mayweather and Pacquiao, but we didn't. But anyways, Canelo, like I said, congratulations. Did a good job, man. Big ups. Props to you and your crew. And yeah, that's my little thought on this stuff. I believe that Canelo outpowered Kirkland. He outsmarted the guy. He calculated him first in the very beginning by being in the ropes and not necessarily trading punches with Kirkland when he was on the rant, when he was blazing like a wildfire in the very beginning. That was smart of him. Let him. I believe Kirkland punched himself out, man. He got tired. He punched Canelo maybe like 20 times, combos. It didn't land or anything. Some body shots, I would say, but nothing in the face. He punched himself out, and that he had to pay for that. But that's what happens when you train well, you got good crew, and the results are remarkable. What happened to Canelo tonight, man? I believe that's one of his best performances, if not the best performance in boxing. I know he's knocked out a lot of people before. I don't think he's ever knocked out like this. 3 rounds. I mean, he was good. He did good. He did very good. Let me know what you guys think of the Canelo versus Kirkland fight. Comment down below. And as always, take care and stay safe out there. A lot of crazy people. Till next time, 12 Rounds TV. Please subscribe to this channel. I upload videos every day, and we'll talk every day. Peace.